Hi, I'm Dr. Wanda, and I'm seated with.
Gia.
Okay, so we wanted to have. This is actually our second take.
Yes.
We just had some sort of malfunction, and so we're trying this again. We wanted to talk to you about school. What's happening with Gia with school here? I still have her registered at her school in the U.S., Emerson in Maywood, Illinois. They decided because of COVID to hoist the whole school online. We collected her Chromebook, her books. She came home. I started her, and that was going how?
So.
I felt like it was going good because we were in a nice rhythm. You knew how to go to your classes.
Yeah.
She was able to check in. She was getting the work done.
Yeah.
And then we came to
Ghana.
And what has happened since we come to Ghana?
It's all that rhythm and stuff has gone low.
It's gone low. And it's gone low because what we learned is Microsoft doesn't, it has a lot of firewalls.
Yeah.
And so we haven't been able to access Clever or basically
Teams,
Microsoft 365.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Teams or Outlook or stuff like that.
Yeah, so even though I asked before I did this, I said, we're going to travel. Will she be able to stay registered in school? And I was told yes. And in defense of the IT guy, the assistant principal, he honestly thought it would work. And we discovered that
It didn't.
It's not, well, partially. So Gia is partially in school. The stuff that she can access through the online platform, she does seamlessly. Other things have to be sent how?
Through Gmail.
Through Gmail as?
Like work or.
It's like it's links.
Yeah,
they send her links.
Yeah.
And then she's able to do the links and work on that. So I've gotten tremendous support from Joseph, the homework buddy here. Major shout out to him, who has stepped up and managed a lot of that as her support and her tutor. But even with that, on the U.S. end, we're still running into problems. And primarily it's two vital classes that she's having problems. First class is?
Math.
Math with her teacher, Miss Pearson, she's run into a lot of problems. And a lot of it actually has to do with her own feelings about math.
Yeah.
And what is your relationship with math, just so they know?
Not so good at all. It's just like memorizing is the worst thing for me.
Okay. And there's no way around. So what she's at is she's in 5th grade. She has not mastered all of her multiplication and the multiplication table. And I've explained to Gia, like, until you master that, math is only going to get harder because you end up using your fingers, your toes, trying to look for a calculator, and everything can't be done that way, which is why most people at some point try to master the multiplication table. She's always been lazy with that. I've tried to work on it with that. And in general, this is one of the distinctions between myself and my daughter. I'm an overachiever. Gia is an underachiever. She is chronically lazy. And you only really see it in subjects or issues that she doesn't like. When she doesn't like anything, she puts her feet in the sand almost to the point where she'll cut off her nose to spite her face. So you have to battle her. And then the other class that you're having trouble with, accessing. Reading. So the reading she does, she's able to read. She actually has gotten to a space where she enjoys reading, but my first fights with her was actually over reading. She didn't want to learn how to read. She was a resistor to reading. Oh, it's boring, it's this, it's that. And then she began to be interested in video games.
And you told me that, okay, you have a lemonade stand, and they're selling it for 50 cents. You have to know what they're selling, because you never know, they might be selling alcohol, and you going up there saying, I would buy it, and you don't know that it's actually alcohol, not lemonade.
I try to teach her, like, even people who don't read novels, who don't read books, people who hurt at reading can't even read directionals. They can't read the instructions on medication. they're not able to bake because they can't follow basic instructions. They can't read ingredients. I'm like, you have to respect that whether you read through novels, essays, poetry, you need reading for basic everyday living. So she began to face some of those walls where
Yes.
you can't read the back of a package to know what's in it. You can't play the game because they're telling you the next instruction and you can't read it. So we've gotten over that hump. She decided she wanted to learn how to read and she did leaps and bounds with reading. So the problem with our reading is not that she can't read or that she doesn't have a desire to read. The problem is what, Jibble?
Reading is the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We-
like it just won't cooperate with me at all. And some of it has to do with the teacher too, a little bit.
Yeah, so you asked the teacher to do what? She can't access the assignments that's being placed in Clever or um, Flipguard or any of that. So you asked the teacher, would she be willing to do what?
If he or she could send me my work through Gmail, and my answer I got was, okay, so you have a Gmail account, can you get through Clever or Microsoft? And I'm saying, no, I didn't ask you that. I asked you if you could send me my work.
Right, so, I don't know if it's the teacher just don't want to do it or she wasn't understanding what Gia was saying. Whether it's via email or any other platform, in Ghana, we can't access that. It's just a firewall, it's just no. So when we hear the word online, you assume everybody around the world can access something simply because it's online. But these countries, they put up walls, and our country puts up walls because they assume, maybe it's that they assume that there's children involved, and so we don't want this group accessing that. We don't know why it's there. We only know that it's there.
Yeah.
So I've been a long time educator, and I just feel like she's one student out of the whole class. Why not go the extra mile for this one child? And I understand time on a job and union contracts and teacher student expectations, and then there's just time that we just say, you know what, this person is trying, and I have a way to help them, and we try to extend ourselves. So that's been my feelings about it. I want to press to wrap up this semester. I think it wraps up in like 3 to 4 weeks. And then I have to make a decision about staying on this platform or to date, Ghana schools are not open.
Yeah. There's only the second, like the.
It's like certain levels that are close.
Second,
Yeah.
just only second.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it again.
But it's just like if you're
Yeah.
close to graduating, if you're in those classes, they've opened the school up for them. But in general, the schools are not open.
Yeah.
The academic school year for Africa starts in January, and the academic school year for the U.S. starts in August or September. So part of my thinking was I would have her on task all the way up to January. We're not set to leave this country until March, and then she could start school in Africa, the same school that she was at previously, where they already know her, have her records, familiar with her learning style, her disabilities, or whatever it is. And so far, we're just struggling through that. So do I feel like it's all a waste or a loss? No. I do think there is something to just everyday living and learning and picking up things through culture. I love what's happening with her language. How are you doing with your guy?
Amazing.
Are you?
Yeah.
What you able to say?
I'm able to say you're lying.
Let me hear it. I asked her, so when it's time to perform,
See, I told you my brain just goes in the
girl.
living room.
Just give me
and
what
just
you
sits
want to
on
give
the
me of
couch.
your guy. Give these people some guy. Let them know that you learning guy and Ghana.
Okay, I know how to say, I'm going to slap you.
Oh, ooh, let me hear that one.
Magbakwe mama. And I know how to say, I'm going to beat you. My shibobana. And I know how to say, turn off the light, be kanye. And I know how to say turn on the light, which is su kanye. And I know how to say um, let's see. Well, I got those down mostly.
Okay, listen, this is the same girl that just said, me with memorization, I'm just terrible. See how she wants to learn this language. So she's mastering it, but with the math, and I can't be mad at her because I'm, even though I got my PhD, I will honestly tell you, and every time I've had to face it, because I don't see symbols, I hear sounds and images and words. I've had to have a tutor. And I'm very proud of that because one of the qualities of being an intelligent person is knowing how to problem solve. You should be a critical thinker and be able to solve in a way that gets you out of a situation, or improves the situation for you. All right, so let's talk about this elder thing. We had a conflict with my husband, with Gia, of all the people of her family, this is the first time he's actually had time with her. He knows her the least. So most of her time, you'll hear us call her a Timma Newtown girl. She goes to school over there. I didn't want her to be late, so she stays with the sister mom. And then she gets assistance from the homework buddy and the rest of the community as needed, okay? So she said she missed me. She wanted to be with me. She came, and she's been here for almost a week. So we got it. The two of them, my husband and her, locked horns over chores or helping. And Gia, you have to explain what happened.
So I was helping my cousin Priscilla because all my cousins had came over. There was Nanette, Kiki, and Priscilla. So we were all helping clean the house like normal. And I happened to pick up the rug, and in America, I don't really clean.
No, in America, you don't clean.
No, I don't
It's
clean
real
at all.
minimal.
So my grandma is the one who does it for me.
And listen, let me interject real quick. Grandma does it for her because my mother is a cancer survivor. When she got esophageal cancer, it was so tremendous on her. She really wanted to die. She didn't want to be here no more. And so that year, I ended up getting pregnant. And it was with my pregnancy that she fought to live, okay? So when she met Gia is completely my mother's lifeline. My mother in the past has been a domestic. I'm the daughter of a domestic. When she was not cleaning homes in the suburbs for white women, she transitioned in the last stages of her employment, and she was a home health care giver. That's what she did. She took care of the elderly. So this is her contribution. She knows how to clean. She's very, very good at it. She did it for many years. She got paid quite well doing it. And so her gift to the household, because she comes from a generation where if you don't give money, then you give service. Her gift was, I'm going to take care of the baby. She knows me. I'm a professor. I'm an academic. I'm busy. And so that was her contribution. Well, that's been year after year after year that she washes her clothes. She straightens up her room. She basically does chores around the house, and she feels good about it. So Gia really hasn't had to do that. So here we come to Africa. Now we got a problem. Go.
We got to do it. So I took the rug and I watch what grandma does, and she does in the house because, like you said, like in America it's a cold environment, so nobody's opening their door to go and sweep out the dust like that.
Not on the rug, and we work with vacuums.
Yeah,
we have other stuff that we actually shake a rug, dust inside the house.
Yeah.
But that was a no with my husband.
So I went and picked up the rug and started, getting the dust out on the door, just beating it on the wall to get all the dust from falling down to the floor. And he immediately yelled at me, "Stop."
And then she did what American children often do, which is completely disrespectful, but she did not stop. she kept doing what she was doing because she didn't feel like she was doing anything wrong.
Yes. So then he got angry and he told me stop again. And I went and stopped. I put the thing down and went and sat on the couch and
She didn't
it
just sit
threw
on the
my
couch. She
hand.
threw her hand. She did some hand movement that he found to be insulting.
So I threw my hand, went and sit down on the couch, and I had to cool myself off for a minute. And then he said, "You don't treat an elderly person like that." And to me, I know just because he's my stepdad and everything, but I would think an elder is like a person who's like with a cane or something.
Well, he's saying elderly because he's translating from his language, but what he's saying is an elder. He's saying anybody older than you that's an adult, you don't treat them that way. And I'm in complete agreement with him. I don't like any of the smacking we do or the hand movements or the popped eyes. Us as even black American parents, we don't like it. We don't like it. But if I say that I want to strike her, if I say that I want to get firm with her, when I put my foot down the way we do in the US, the Africans immediately do what?
They kiss up to you.
But they don't kiss up to me. They kiss up to you. They take up for you. No, no, no. It's okay. She's a child. But he was not in that spirit. First of all, I wasn't present for the exchange. Okay, both of them reported the exchange to me separately, but it brought a lot of tension because he wanted to know, does she behave this way at home? Why is she lazy? She's so lazy. And then he wanted to ask me about the hand movement. Does she do that? And I told him, I said, yeah, Gia can be nasty. Gia is your typical U.S. American child. Some days are better than others, but yes, we have to put a lot of discipline on our children because they're exposed to a lot of adult popular culture. When they go outside of the household, no matter what you're teaching in the household, they're exposed to other people's children. And they pick up ways and behaviors. So he took it very personal, which really hurt both of us. And I know why it hurt me. Why did it hurt you?
It hurt me because I feel like I did nothing wrong because even I apologized. I actually apologized to him, and I guess he just didn't see the apology as an apology.
He saw it as piss poor. Like, yeah, you apologize, but you didn't really mean it. It's not a good apology. He's grading the apology. So what I'm explaining to him is, if you want her to be better, you also have to talk to her. You also have to teach her. She's not from African culture where just because you said something, they hop up and obey. No, you have to help her reason. You have to help her understand. I explained to him, she has her own spirit. Children have their own spirit. Is this something I would do? No. But is this something that comes out of her occasionally? Absolutely. That's why it takes a team to work with her.
Yeah. And it not only just takes a team to work with me, but not every child needs to be yelled at, though. Not everything has to be like a direct or like just being yelled at straight, because when you yell at a person, they don't learn from it. They just get angry themselves. In their mind, you think just because you yelled at them that they're gonna listen more. They're just gonna get angry, and you're gonna see other sides.
Well, here's the bottom line. You get angry. She's always gotten angry. Her father's whole side, they're all anger management, behavior disordered people. That's the truth, okay? That's no secret in our family. And I've told him these things, but of course, until you have a taste of the behavior, you don't really respect what people are telling you about their children, the way they need to be managed, the boundaries that need to be established, and the cultural sort of understandings that need to be going on. It's not just that Gia is learning African culture. The Africans have to learn Gia as well. That was the bottom line. So I said to him, I said, look, she apologized to you and you held a grudge. Okay, you were still mad about it. What was she to learn from that? What were we gonna learn from that? Instead of you cooling off, she cooling off, and you coming back to her and explaining to her the rules, the boundaries, the expectations. She's been in Africa. She's been in Ghana now like 2 months. We don't magically change in 2 months.
No.
She's been with her grandma 10 years. She's been a U.S. citizen 10 years. I said, come on, man. She's growing and you're growing. Then, furthermore, the persons that she spent the most time with, in terms of just dealing with behavior management and teaching her how to sort of be flexible and learn, is the sister mom and the homework buddy. That's who's put the most energy. So I said, the truth is, it's time for you to step up your game and step up in her life as an elder, but also as a stepfather, and most importantly, you have to be a teacher. That's what she's telling you. Like, you have to teach her that. So it's our first big clash. I feel like it was all healthy and needed to bring a dialogue that's important. And I wanted to share it because other Africans are going to run into African American children as this year of return and beyond come. And try your hardest not to judge, but rather recognize that there are places that people raise their children differently, that different children have different spirits, that there are other ways that there are multiple ways to learn, that there are different learning styles, and that the ultimate goal is growth. Like, she loves him. She loves Ghana. She loves this family. That's why we're back. But to hold a grudge or to be mad and feel like that's teaching to direct it towards me, what are you allowing her to do? I'm not allowing her to do. She'll tell you. The person that's the hardest on her is me. But everything can't be the whip and the lash. Some children don't respond to it. They will literally let you beat them to death, and they'll continue the same behavior. They're just that stubborn. They're just that ornery, which I don't strip from my daughter, and I can tell you why. However God designed her, she needs to learn how to self-regulate, and that's what I've told her. You must manage it, okay? But this is a girl child in this world. She will need that stubbornness to survive this world. She will need that orneriness, that cantankerousness to be out here as a woman and at some point as a mother and survive this world. That's what I know. And I tend to be a calmer, cooler head, but I have fire. Okay? Gia is fire. She starts at fire. Wanda is water and I can grow into fire. She's designed how she's designed, and I don't feel like God made mistakes, but everything has to be fine-tuned, polished, and pruned. Right?
Yeah.
So that was our what would we call it? That was our excitement for the week. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Yep. And we'll see you again next time in our next conversation.
I don't know. Let's see if we survive this conversation. But thank you for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Bye.